Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Kishore Ashokan and you're watching Travel, Food and Destinations. In this video, I'll talk about my last two trip experience, the current situation. Is it safe to travel? How should you travel? Where should you travel? What are the important steps that you need to take care when you're traveling? Vacations are coming, holidays are coming, Christmas is coming, New Year is coming. There are many people who want to travel because it's like almost a year that people are stuck in their homes and not able to go anywhere. Definitely, you need a break, and I think it's time to travel. But there are situations like in North India, Delhi, Rajasthan, Gujarat, the number of cases are going up, and there are rumors that there may be a second lockdown. I'm not very sure, but lockdowns are the only way to like sort of get into control or take things under control. There's no other options. It's the decision of the government. If the government feel that a lockdown is mandatory, then we may have to go for a lockdown. But I don't think that we would be going to 100% India lockdown. There may be some states or some region where lockdowns may happen. That's something which don't know. Let's assume that we need to travel. Let me share my experience of traveling last two trips. One was to Chikmagalur. It was around 300 kilometers road trip from my place, and the second one was I drove almost 1500 to 2000 kilometers. That was also something which I really enjoyed, and I felt things were good, and I would really recommend or suggest people to travel in that way. People ask, is it safe to travel now? See, we are now going out, going for shopping, buying things. Even restaurants are open, most of the things are open, so we need to make sure that we are following the social distancing, make sure that we are keeping our hands clean, wearing the face mask, all the basic precautions. And if somebody who is like vulnerable, like not in a good health, should definitely be careful and avoid traveling. Others, I feel that it's time that we start traveling to places nearby or places where you can travel by your car or by some private mode of transportation. Yesterday, I was talking to one of my friends who had traveled from Mysore to Chennai on a flight, and the person was telling that it was like there's no social distancing. The flight was like jam packed. They regret that they traveled by flight. They could have taken their own vehicle and drove to Chennai because it was just hardly 6 hours or 7 hours drive from here. I would suggest that you go to places where it's nearby. You can go using your transportation and stay at places where you feel that it's safe. Like there are so many resorts, like there are so many hotels, there are so many homestays which they are taking care of these kind of regulations or these safety measures to avoid spreading or to keep yourself safe. I'll talk about my trip to Dandeli, recent trip, which I really would want to share with you guys how I felt about safety traveling during this time. What I did was I was like sort of prepared. I had like some basic things to eat it with me, so that if I don't find a right place to eat or a safe place to eat, I can manage. But on the highway, we found a good resort with a good restaurant where we had our breakfast. From there, we drove to our destination resort, Dandeli, where we stayed in a very good resort called Kali Adventure Camp. It's a beautiful resort. The location was really good. It was like very green on the banks of River Kali, and we really enjoyed the stay. Social distancing, wearing masks, everything was always maintained by the resort, the staff. And good thing was when we traveled, there were hardly few other guests with us, so we didn't have any trouble or when we didn't feel anything unsafe in the resort. And from the resort also, we went to different places. We did some trekking, we did some water sports, we did go to have some good food. Everything went really well, and I would say that I never felt that we are going through like a very unsafe way of traveling, or it's was very comfortable for me, to be very frank. So my tips for you to travel is like you should travel in your own vehicle. That should be the best way to travel, the safest way to travel. Then you should make sure that you are staying in a property or a resort or a homestay or a hotel where they are maintaining hygiene. You should be careful when you are having your food or interacting with other guests. More than that, see, we don't know how or when we can get infected. 90% people or 85% people don't know that they are infected and they get cured. So do we have to scare? Yes, there are so many people who are getting into serious trouble, so we have to be careful also. But it doesn't mean that you have to sit at home, because we don't know how long we have to sit at home. Vaccines are coming, but again, getting vaccinated would take some more time. So I feel that you should select safe destinations and start traveling to nearby places, and start enjoying, because traveling is something which, for me, it's very important for me to travel. It's Traveling is something which gives me a lot of happiness. Traveling is something which is very important for me. So I have started traveling. I have some more trips planned. I have decided something. I would be traveling to destinations or places, or staying in places which is not very popular. I would be planning to explore the unexplored. I would want you guys to suggest me places which you feel is something which is not popular, but it should be seen by many people. I would want to go to restaurants, or I would want to go to place and have food which is not very popular. There are so many very popular places. Yes, they do serve really good food, but I want to promote, or I want to experience which are not really explored by many people. In Goa, South Goa, we went to an island. We went to some places which nobody knows about it. The best thing is, you need to get in touch with somebody local, some local person who would take you to these kind of places. I would suggest, if you know any places like near your place which is really worth, please send me some pictures on Instagram or Twitter, or email me, so that I can even do some research and plan my trips. I definitely want to travel. I would be traveling by road. I want to drive to that destination. If it is too far, it would be difficult for me, and I don't want to travel to any place like which is really being in a bad condition, like places like Delhi or Gujarat or Rajasthan are going through severe number of cases. So I don't want to go to those kind of places. I want to go to places which are really safe. I want to go to places which are remote. I want to go to places which are close to the nature. Dandeli, Karwar was really a great experience for me. I loved Dandeli, especially it was so green inside the forest. And even in Dandeli, there are many other places to stay deep inside the forest if you want to really experience Dandeli. If you ask me a safe place to travel, I would highly recommend Dandeli. Dandeli is a very safe place to travel. I really loved the place. I wanted to spend more time, but because of lack of time, I had to travel to Karwar. I would suggest that if you want to experience, or if you want to relax, or if you want to unwind, if you want to experience the nature, Dandeli, and the climate is also really good. It's very cold. You can go to Dandeli. If you are really interested, my friend is a person who is promoting Dandeli. You can visit dandeli.com and contact those people. They are experienced people. They have been marketing or promoting tourism in Dandeli for many years, so they can arrange everything, whatever you want in Dandeli. I'll put the link in the description. You can check the description, or you can visit just dandeli.com and send your inquiries. They would get back to you. So overall, for me, the trip was really good. I would suggest you start traveling. One more very important thing is, see, suppose you are going to travel on regular holidays time, then it's going to be a bit tough. My trip was like during working days, so the guests were very less. Now if you're going to plan your travel like Christmas, New Year, that's going to be the time when more people are going to travel, and you may find the crowd. So to avoid that, if you are a person working from home, if you are a person who can spare the travel dates or plan your travel dates during these working days, you can really find a different experience. You would be not finding too many guests, or you would not be finding too much of crowd, and you may even get a better rate also. If you want to check some bookings, I have some links in the description. You can check that also. So my final few trips, if you're planning to travel, definitely you should travel if you are willing to travel. First thing is, you travel to destinations or places which are nearby. You can use your vehicle, or you can use a private vehicle to travel to these destinations. Second thing is, travel to destinations which are not very popular, very crowded. Then third thing is, travel when it's like not holidays. Weekends, usually it's holidays. Suppose you are traveling on a Monday and you are returning on, say, Friday, you will find that you would be almost alone in the property or the place where you're traveling. So you can avoid crowd, and you would be treated very special when very few people are there. That's what we experience when we travel to Dandeli, Karwar and Goa. So guys, that's all for now. I think it's time to travel. Share your thoughts. What do you feel? Have you guys traveled anywhere, or how did you feel traveling? International travels, yes, Maldives is open. Maldives is a fine destination. I find lots of celebrities traveling. I'm going to make a video on traveling to Maldives. I've been talking to my friends in Maldives to understand the situation. I'll make a video very soon on traveling to Maldives. Maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow I'll publish it. Maldives is definitely a good and very safe destination. There are some reasons why we can say Maldives is very safe. So that's all for now in this video. Share your thoughts, would like to hear from you guys. And as I mentioned, please share any destination, any places which are unique and which is really worth traveling and which is not explored. I am planning to explore the unexplored in coming few months. Bye for now. Take care.